Hey guys, something a little different today. In my last tutorial, Gilded Whispers, I made this trinket dish and I absolutely love it. It was my first ever little trinket dish. I always only make jewelry. Anyway, so I really enjoyed making this, and that got me thinking, hey, I made something 3 years ago, back in 2022, before I really got into clay. I made this pot, I guess you would call it, and I used a technique that I saw on Kellyanna Designs channel, Day's channel. She had a tutorial for a faux burl wood. Now this does not look like burl wood, but I used the same technique as she had, or she has. And the colors in this, I don't remember for sure. I really don't know, but I think I mixed Cernit bronze with Cernit gold, and I came up with this color here. Okay. Anyway, so this got me thinking. I had a lot of fun making this, so I want to take it up a notch. And in my members only this week, I made this bowl, which I am so proud of. It took a bit of time, but I'm very, very, very proud of it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make a mica shift veneer, and I'm going to cover this bowl. If you'd like to see how I made this bowl, join my channel. You have access to all my members only videos, and really access to all tutorials as well. Anyway, if you don't want to do something like this, you can still use the veneer on a pair of earrings or a necklace pendant. And in fact, I think I will make one of those as well, in addition to covering this. Okay, so in saying that, now the colors that I want to use for this veneer, or the color I want to use for this veneer, is quite simply Cernit turquoise gold. It's one of my absolute favorite metallic colors. And I'm going to mix it half and half with Cernit translucent. That's all, quite simple. Now I've already gone ahead and I'll show you the proportion. Basically, it's a block. I've used half a block of the turquoise gold and roughly half again of the Cernit translucent. And I'm going to mix this thoroughly together. And it looks like quite a lot, yes. But because I always mix my metallics with translucent, one, to stretch the color out, and two, it really intensifies the mica shift. So even if I have this mixed up, it's no waste if I don't use it all, because it's just prepared for the next time I want to make another piece. Anyway, so again, it's half and half. So I'm going to go now thoroughly condition this and roll this out, I believe, to a 4 or a 5. I'll let you know when I come back. And then we'll get started on the veneer. Okay, so I roughly mixed up the block and I split it into 2. It's easier to work with. So this is rolled out on a number 4. Now you can see it's all one solid shiny color. This is when all the mica particles are nice and flat. They're all aligned flat. Okay, so this is what you want. And I cut off these edges here. As you can see, they weren't all nice and flat. And now here's a perfect example. See here? See, it's dark and it's light, it's dark and it's light. Those mica particles are all mixed up. And you can see here too, you see this is kind of light and then this is darker. So this is what you do not want. So you want one uniform color, just like this. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, this is a bit this is, I will not lie, quite time consuming. But what I'm going to do is literally rip off pieces. And I'm going to try to get them a little bit different sizes. That one's a little bit too big, I think. And all I'm going to do is ball them up. Just like that. And 2. So now we have all the mica particles laying flat and put into a ball. And then when these are put into a block and then sliced, you're going to have different shifts going through the entire block. So I am going to go ahead and do the rest of these off camera. I'm not going to tell you how long it took me, but I will come back when it's all done and we'll form a block. Okay, again, just little balls. Hold on now. Bring it up to the camera so you can see. Little balls. Okay, so I will be back in quite a while. Okay, it took a while, but it's all finished. I have lots of little balls here. So now I'm just going to put it all together and put it into a block. Now, I'm trying to think. I want quite a short rectangular block, if you would. And you know what? I'm going to use my, where is it? Here it is. I need some help here. Okay. I want to get, pardon me, I want to get all the air out that I can. I don't want any trapped air in there. So I want it nicely squished up. I'm really putting pressure on this now. Okay. Now I'm going to put it into the final shape. Oops. The final shape. And then I'm going to let this rest overnight so it's nice and firm and set up to get some good slices tomorrow. Okay, the block here is well relaxed. I'm happy that I have enough. I think I have enough. But what I'm gonna start with earrings actually. Okay, so the first one I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna cut off all the sides. This is what I would call a mica smear, and I don't want that. I want what's inside. So I'm just going to cut off, that's the right side, yep. Cut off the sides. Oops. See, here's what it looks like just now. Goodness. Now I'm keeping all these bits because these are perfect to cover over my my seams when I do the bowl. And I'm going to leave the back, and I'm just going to do the top and the two sides. Okay, now I just have here some scrap clay rolled out on a number 6, and I just covered it with a little bit of transfer foil. I have a feeling that this may brighten up with the transfer foil, and I want to do it as a little bit of an experiment as well because I can't put it on this now anyway. So anyway, okay, so now I'm going to take, oops, I didn't get all that. Again, I really don't want that on the piece. That's better. Again, keep all this. Okay, now I still didn't get it all. Got it now. Okay, I'm going to take a slice. Like that. Put that away. Okay, now I'm just going to give it a roll. Now that's about the same length, a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put this through a machine. Oops, got my scrap clay there. On a 1. On a 2. I'm going down this way. On a 3, same direction. And a 4. Now, see, this is the side that I rolled, and this is the side that was on the glass. So this didn't spread as much, so I'm going to use this side here. Okay, so I'm quite simply going to place it on here. And give it a good burnish. What I want to do is burnish this nice and flat, but I also want it stuck onto the paper. Okay. Again, like in my last couple of videos, I have a feeling that the metal, the transfer foil underneath is going to make a difference in the vibrancy. Okay, so I think that's good. No. These are going to need a lot of cleaning up after. These are quite sharp, so I don't know why it's being so. awkward. A little bit of water. Why is this doing it to me? Why is this doing it to me? Why is it doing this to me? Goodness, I can't even speak. Right? Okay. They're going to go in the oven just like that. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to take some slices again. Now I've changed my lighting so I can see what I'm slicing. I'm having an off day, guys. Try to thicken up a little bit there. Okay, that's 2 pieces. Now, I don't want this too thin. Yeah, see, you can see the seam here. I don't want that. You can't see the seam as well here. Okay, I get a piece of paper. Now, I'm going to roll this out. I'm going to start on a number 2. And a 3. And a 4. And I'm going to go to a 5. There we go. There's 1. Now put some glue on. I'm only working on a small section by section. No. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera. I really don't want any air in here. Okay. Now I'm going to take some more slices. I need some room. I'm gonna do these slice by slice. So I have this, okay, so it's for a number 5. So let's start this at a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 5. Okay. Now I'm just going to see how to, I think I'm just going to butt it up to there. So make this a little straighter. And put some glue down. Okay. Now I said for the joints, I'm going to take, this part is good here. Don't want that. This is for the next piece. I'm just going to take some slivers. Like that. I'm just going to place that over the seam. Let's see how we're getting on here now. Sorry, I'm really concentrating, and I really don't want to mess this up because I spent so long doing the block. Okay. Again, I'm going to put some more little slivers like that. Oh, it's a little bit lighter actually. It was a bit dark. Okay. Again. Okay, this. Dun, dun, dun. This is like a little puzzle. No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'll work around that after. I think we're gonna go in this way. No. Oops, what's that? Anyway, I'm going to carry on now, just putting all the pieces on and then overlaying. See, that's gotten a bit thick on me now. I'm not as bothered of the bit down at the bottom because you're not going to see it really. You know what I should have did was the bottom first. I should have did the bottom first so that I could have some, be easier to do, I think. Anyway, okay. I'm going to carry on and do this. This is going to take me quite a while. I just hope I have enough. I don't want to have to make more. But anyway, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm just going to play around with it. And again, I'm just going to shave off little bits, just put on the seam. Where's one? Oh, I'm going to put like one here. And maybe a couple here where it's a bit, the pattern's a little bit larger. Anyway, so I'm going to carry on and do this, and I will come back then before I put it in the oven. Okay, I've done as much as I can. I'm running out of room to grab the pot, and I don't want to be messing it up. So what I'm going to do is just give this a good squirt with some alcohol. And then with my baby wipe, give it a really good smooth over. Again, alcohol basically dissolves clay and semi-cures clay. So I want it as nice and smooth as possible. Now I'm taking the edges here and I'm blending them out. I don't want a sharp seam when I come to finish the next the other side. And I'm not doing down here because I'm going to put a foot on it, and the foot is the same size as this, and you can see, I hope you can see. Anyway, I'm just going to very thin, and I'm going to put a circle here for the foot, so it's going to be covered up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. As it's Cernit, I'm going to put in for 130. And I'm going to put it in for just a quick cure, so probably about 20 minutes, just so I can hold on to this part when I do the rest of the bowl. And then when I come back, hopefully, I'll decide if I'm going to have to sand first or if I can put the foot on first. Anyway, I shall be back when this is covered. I was up into the wee hours this morning finishing this off, but it is done. It took three oven curings. This is the clay that I have left. Not too much, but I had just enough. And I also made, hold on, now I get it. The base, which is just the completely blended clay. And then it's just going to sit there, and I put my logo inside. Okay, so that is that. So that's all the clay used up, and I have this little the base sitting upside down, so it's leaching a little bit. So when I go to put it on the pot, it will retain its shape. Well, for the glue I use, obviously I use the Cernit glue. You saw that, but when I was joining the seams in between the curing in the oven, I used Cernit gel purely because this dries translucent. And the Cernit glue does not dry fully translucent, and I didn't want to have any visible glue where I join the seams. Okay, anyway, now it's time for sanding. So I have some water here with a little bit of dish soap. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to concentrate here on the bottom part. And then after I have this pretty much up to about maybe 800 or even maybe 1,000, then I'm going to put the foot on, and then I'm going to concentrate on the top part. Okay, so I'm going to start with 320 grit, and this is a brand new piece of sandpaper, so it's nice and coarse, but it's not too coarse. My other 320 here, I'll show you. Hold on now. Is used, and you can see it's lost a lot of its coarseness. So this is better after I use this, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I'm going to wet my sandpaper in my soapy water, and I'm going to wrap it around my nail file. Every time I turn the camera on, she has to bark. And I'm going to use this. I'm not going to use just my hand. I'm going to use this because this will ensure that I'm getting a full, flat sand. I'm going to go around the piece. A lot. Oh yes, I weighed this. This is 163.3 grams. So it's quite heavy. And I'm interested to see now. I'm going to weigh it after I finish sanding and see how much the sanding took off the weight. I think that would be interesting. Anyway, you don't need to watch me do this. I'm just going to keep going around until it's all nice and smooth. Again, I'm going to go up from, concentrate here and go up to probably about 800, and then I'll put the base on, and then we'll continue sanding. Okay, so I shall be back when it's time to put the base on. Okay, we've made up to 1000 grit. The hard part, the sanding, is now over. So I am now going to put on the base of the bowl. I'm going to, actually, first of all, I'm going to spritz it with some alcohol to give it a good clean. Excuse my gloves. I was working very hard at sanding. Anyway, okay, so I have my foot and I have my little pre-cured logo. And okay, I'm going to use some poly paste. Poly paste, in my opinion, is the strongest. I want to use a little bit of this. I'm going to be careful as well not to get it where I don't want it, because this does not clear. This does not cure clear. I need more than that. Sorry it's late, guys. I've not been speaking for a while, so my voice is a bit funny. Okay, now I want an extra dab in the middle here for my logo. Not that much. Okay, I'll deal with that later. All right, okay, so, oh yeah, here. Before sanding, it was 163.3 grams. And after sanding now up to 1000 grit, it's 1058.4. Sorry, 100, oh my goodness, 158.4 grams. So I've lost quite a lot in weight with sanding. All right, so let's put this on. Again, this has been leaching for quite a while, so that will keep its shape. Look. And my logo. Oops. Okay, so there we have it. So I'm going to put this in the oven for half an hour. And then I'll come back once this is fully sanded and buffed. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, they're all finished. I'll show you in the order that I made them. This is a little trinket dish. I made this at the end of my members only for the bowl, just to check out the colors, and I really liked it. Okay, so this was my test piece, a little trinket dish. Okay, then we made the earrings. I actually was about to upload this video last night, and then I realized I forgot about the earrings. So anyway, here they are. Again, these have the metal transfer foil underneath. I'm not sure it made a much of a difference because I know that the veneer was quite thick. Now in saying that, I think I can see a little bit of a difference, but if I didn't know it was there, I probably wouldn't notice a difference. So there you go. Anyway, so what I did with these was I just put a little bit of glue, and then I attached one of these, just a metal connector for a necklace. I believe it is, these ones are 12 by 21 millimeter. And then I covered it with another piece of the veneer. I got really lazy. I didn't really have time to finish. So I cheated and I just used a Sharpie to go around the edges. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I shall see. Anyway, so those are the earrings. I quite like them. Don't go anywhere there. Okay. And then the piece de resistance is the bowl. Oh, this was a labor of love, and I'm really proud of it. So here it is. This has been sanded, buffed, and polished on my benchtop mini polisher. I really like it. I really, 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 really like it. And here's the bottom. I actually prefer the bottom because you know where I puzzled the pieces in? I think it just adds so much more pattern. I really, really like the bottom. Again, this is the clay with all the microparticles laying nice and flat, and this is with the shift. And there's my little logo. Again, I'm really proud of this. I'm really happy how it turned out. So there we go. So again, this is a different way of achieving a mica shift. I guess it will be a no slice mica shift because you're not taking any slices off, and it adds more of a kind of a marbling technique or effect. And yeah, I couldn't be more pleased. Anyway, so if you're here and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It really means a lot to me. If you like this video, give it a like, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment. That would be great. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.